People think they know my story. They know the red suit, they know the beard, they know the gifts, but very few know how it truly began. Before the sleigh, before the reindeer, before the night the world now calls Christmas Eve, I was just a man with a simple idea. You see, Christmas was not always magic. Once, it was just another cold night in a quiet world, and I wasn't always Santa Claus. My name was Nicholas. I was born far from the North Pole, in a time when kindness was rare and hope was even rarer. I watched children grow up too fast. I saw families struggle through long winters, and I learned very early something that would change my life forever. A small act of kindness can warm even the coldest heart. Tonight, I will tell you my story, not the legend, not the fairy tale, but the truth of how Christmas was created, how I became Santa Claus, and why, every single year, I return on the same night. So sit close to the fire, listen carefully, because this is my channel, is how I began. Long before people decorated trees or wrapped gifts, winter was a season of silence. No lights, no songs, just cold nights and empty streets. As a young man, I traveled from village to village, helping where I could, sometimes with food, sometimes with coins, sometimes with nothing more than a kind word. But it was the children who changed me. They smiled at the smallest things: a wooden toy, a warm blanket, a story told before sleep. And one night, during the longest winter I had ever known, I made a decision. I would give without expecting anything back. Not once, not sometimes, every year. But generosity has a strange power. The more I gave, the more people believed. Belief is magic. That belief carried my name across lands and oceans until the world itself began to change the story. The North became my home, not because of ice or snow, but because it was a place untouched by time. That's where I met them, the reindeer. They were not ordinary animals. They moved with purpose, with intelligence, with loyalty. Together, we discovered something extraordinary. Magic responds to belief. The sleigh was built not from wood alone, but from hope, trust, and the promise that no child would ever feel forgotten again. And the night, December 24th, the quietest night of the year, when the world sleeps and hearts are most open to wonder. That is when Christmas truly lives. Now you know the truth. Not the myth, not the costume, but the heart behind the story. I am Santa Claus, not because I wear red, but because I chose kindness when the world was cold. And tonight, as you finish this story, remember this: magic is real, but it doesn't live in the North Pole. It lives in what you give, in what you share, and in what you choose to believe. As long as you keep that alive, I will always return. Every Christmas. And thank you for believing. Remember to subscribe to my channel. Today, I shared the story of how I was created and how Christmas itself began. But this is only the beginning. On this channel, I will tell you how everything was created, how traditions were born, how ideas took shape, and how the world you know today slowly came to be. Every story has an origin, and every origin has a meaning. If you wish to keep discovering how it all began, stay with me, and don't forget to subscribe. If you want, I can.